Hey everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another speed build. Today I am building something that I've been wanting to do for a really long time, but for some reason never got around to it, didn't know how I wanted to tackle it, which is the idea of a converted lighthouse, or a build that used to be a lighthouse and now is a home. So I'm building this on the island of Windenburg and trying to figure out the best way to place everything down. Rounded rooms are super finicky to work with, so I'm just playing around with how I needed to get everything to connect here. But this is going to be a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom home. It is pretty secluded and on a beautiful area. It looks directly out at the water, which makes sense because I was thinking, it used to be a lighthouse. So having a shoreline right by it was perfect, and I love how this build came out, so I really hope you will enjoy it as well. If you do and you would like to download it, it will be available on the Sims 4 gallery. You can find it under my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi. And also, if you were in my Twitch streams last week, you might recognize it because I did build the outside of this and like the kitchen, I think, on stream, and then I finished the rest of it off stream. So it might look a little bit familiar as we did start it together there. And if you'd like to join us in the future, I do stream 3 days a week, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern time over on twitch.tv/Gryphi. I would love to have you join us. It's always a lot of fun, and we come up with some really cool concepts. This is one of the ones that actually took me a very long time to figure out. I almost bulldozed it so many different times. I changed the decking, and it took a long time. It was one of those ones that you start getting really frustrated with, but I'm glad that I stuck with it and kept going. Chat was like, please don't bulldoze it. And so I was like, okay, we're to keep going. And I'm glad that that is the case because I think it came out really cool in the end. It ends up having a really pretty pool. It does end up being this blue color, and it keeps the pool, but it's not how I have it right now because that was part of the indecisiveness. I changed the color a bunch of different times and the textures, and it just takes us a while, but I get there in the end, and this is the stone that I have on the lighthouse portion. I think it looks so cool. I believe that is a stone texture from, I want to say it's from Jungle Adventure, from like the places you can explore there, like the tombs and stuff. And then we're trying to figure out the windows here because I did not like the windows I had. I ended up going with these ones that came with Discover University. I think they are so perfect for this build. But I ended up putting 3 of them across because no matter what I did over here, just having 2 of them made it kind of look like eyeballs. And I didn't want that. So you'll see me figuring that out here. And I just think it looks so much better. Also, this blue siding is one of the ones that came with Growing Together. There are so many beautiful colors on that siding. So it was nice to use that here. And then I'm just getting some flowers up there. It's starting to come together. I also extended the roof out to get a little bit more of that like swoopy look that it has. I think it looks really pretty. And then we're just getting our little front porch here. I end up having like a curved portion above the porch, and it's semi-enclosed. You'll see what I mean. I dressed some walls here and put some of the new windows that came with the greenhouse kit. I think they look so nice there. And it makes it so the porch is just a little bit different. So I add some more in the front here. And obviously I have those off to the side as well. That's going to be part of the kitchen. And I think the kitchen is my favorite room in this house. It is the only room that I built on stream, but just something about the views from it made me so happy. I love building on the island of Windenburg, and you just have such a gorgeous view out those big windows of all of the greenery here and the water, and I just really liked it. But here I am adding on to this porch. We're going to move the lot over and extend it out so we can have this diagonal portion to have a nice pool on, which I think is such a beautiful feature on the outside of this build. I really, really like it. So just figuring that out now and extending it so it's a good size pool. It ends up being a really nice space to lounge. Obviously, most of that deck is taken up by the pool, and you're also by the water, so you could go swim there. Although I don't know if we can swim there. I don't think we can, because I don't think this area was updated to allow swimming, but I could be wrong. Definitely let me know in the comments. But for some reason, I think it's not. So we do have a pool here and a beautiful view of the other water. And you can fish in the regular water here, but yeah, just grabbing a bunch of plants to place around the lot. These are from Show Live Edit Objects. As you can see, they kind of match the plants you see around this lot that are off lot because I wanted to make sure it looked like it blended in here. And I'm also drawing out some terrain paint to line up where I'm thinking of putting some of the plants and stuff and getting a little pathway here. It's always a little bit difficult figuring out terrain paint on these sorts of lots because they don't meet up to a road or anything. They just kind of have to abruptly end. So trying to find the best way to slowly transition that terrain paint is always a little bit difficult, but I think it came out okay here. It's not perfect, but I'm not too mad at it. I also decided to use a lot of purple flowers, and I used these rocks from, I don't know which pack those are from, but they're a item in Shall I Edit Objects, and I thought that they would be perfect to kind of line this area of flowers. So I used that. I scaled it with the tool mod a little bit and dragged it around. And then I used this little roof decoration up here. I thought it looked perfect to be at the top of the lighthouse. So I put that there and I was very happy with it because I really didn't know what I wanted to do up there. So once I realized I could do that, it was a very good thing. I was very excited about it. Here I am adding some of the ivy to the outside and then working on the floor plan. When it comes to the ivy, I'm still not sure how I feel about it. I put it there to test it out, and my chat was like, yes, keep it. It's amazing. And I still don't know how I feel about it. I did keep it, but that's something you could easily remove if you don't like it. But we do have ivy growing up the side of the lighthouse. But anyway, we're working on the floor plan now, and you can see where the kitchen space is going to be. And upstairs, we'll get to that here shortly, but it's going to have 3 bedrooms. We have a bathroom down here, a little office space, and a pretty big living room. I did struggle with the living room quite a bit. I ended up cutting out a lot of footage of me just being like, I don't know what I'm doing. But it did work out pretty nicely. And also I'm going to cut off this rounded portion of this big bedroom, and that's going to be another bathroom and an ensuite. So I don't think I included when I changed that bit of the floor plan, but at some point I do add that additional bathroom up there. And I didn't record the other 2 bathrooms, just the downstairs one. So you'll see that come together, but you can see all 3 of them in these screenshots at the end if you were curious. Anyway, just working on the kitchen now, trying to figure out the layout I want to go for, which counters. I was really thinking of using these ones from Parenthood. Another pack I used a lot of here was cats and dogs because I was really going for a coastal vibe, sort of the style you would see in the world of Brindleton Bay, but I wanted it to be here on the island in Windenburg because I just thought that that made more sense for the placement of a lighthouse. Obviously, we have an actual lighthouse on one of the islands, like the little island with the museum in Brindleton Bay, but I wanted this to be its own separate thing, but I still kept with that style, and I really, really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed this corner sofa I put over here. I think the colors are beautiful, and I don't get the chance to use those corner sofas that often. They're really meant for bay windows, which isn't what I was going for here, so there's a gap behind it, but I thought it looked so nice here with the big windows, the plant trailing over it. Just something about this kitchen looks so dreamy and cozy and like magical. I don't know. I would love to hang out in this space, and I think it's my favorite kitchen in a while. The layout feels really realistic as well, where there's kind of cabinets all around. We have the fridge sort of looking built in over on this side with the taller cabinets, and the island that is a different color, but it has a nice plant and candle and stuff on it. Of course, I got some decorations over here, so just getting some sunflowers, some utensils and jars and stuff, cluttering up that corner counter next to the stove, and then adding a couple more decorations on the walls here. It's a pretty simple kitchen, but I also feel like it just looks so dreamy. Let me know if you agree. And then we're moving on into the dining space, which is still in the kitchen. It's all in one big room, and I tried to add some more windows in here just to make it look a little bit more interesting because this is on the lighthouse portion. I will be changing the wall color here as well. I played around with this a lot. It's just very difficult to actually build in rounded walls. In rounded rooms, everything is very glitchy, so I did struggle with that quite a bit in this home, and I ended up cutting out big chunks of it, but anything in the rounded spaces you'll be able to see in the screenshots. It was just bouncing around a lot and would have been kind of painful to watch, so I didn't include all of it in this build. But this is the laundry room right off of the kitchen. It's a pretty simple space. You could change it into whatever you'd like. It could be another bathroom if you need a 4th one, but I do have a bathroom over here. All of the bathrooms are full baths with shower tub combos, so you can have everyone getting ready at once depending on who you have living in this house. which, speaking of which, I was kind of thinking there was just a couple that lived here and they are artists, and they also have a spare bedroom. It's a 3-bedroom house, and one of the bedrooms is their bedroom. The other one is a spare bedroom, and the third one they're using as an art studio. So that's kind of the idea I had here. It's a pretty big house for only 2 Sims, but you could always change the bedrooms and have them be for whoever you'd like. Also, this office over here that I'm about to start working on, this could be for another bedroom if you would prefer. But I just thought it was a nice layout for this space and a little bit different. I feel like I've been doing a lot of family homes lately, which makes sense because we just got a bunch of family related content. But it was nice to think of just like a little couple that lives here all alone, and they have a guest bedroom that they actually decorated in a way that kind of shows their passion. So I ended up using the bed cover in there. That is a Van Gogh painting, and I really enjoyed that. So you'll see that when we get upstairs. But just finishing up the office here with a nice cozy chair in the corner by a bookcase, getting another lamp in here and a cozy rug as well. I feel like this would be a good spot for your Sims to work on whatever they need to on the computer, but I also kind of was trying to imagine it as a nice reading spot. Definitely a good skill building room. And then we're working on the living room. I cut out so much footage because I just couldn't figure out the layout in here, because it's kind of a longer room, but I wanted to have like a central space for a couple of sofas around the fireplace, and I didn't want to block the 2 doors to the office and to the bathroom. So it took me a little while. I also pulled out so many different coffee tables. I ended up using the one from Growing Together and putting 2 of them together to make a square coffee table in the middle, which I think looks really nice. In this deep brown swatch, I put the TV up on the fireplace, and then I created a tray using a couple of these little tables in the middle here, and I needed to put the lighthouse decoration multiple places in this house because, I mean, this is a lighthouse build, so it was just necessary. And I also got a candle next to that. That little lighthouse is actually a lamp from Cats and Dogs, if you were curious. It's supposed to be like the lighthouse that's actually in that world, but I thought it made sense here. And then we're just getting a stereo, some paintings, trying to clutter up this space as much as I can, but not make it too busy, if that makes sense. I was going for like cozy meets, I don't know what the vibe is in here. I guess because the kitchen feels so clean and brand new because of the big windows, but I still wanted aspects of this home to be cozy, even though we have massive, gorgeous, brand new windows. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for there, but I think this space still ended up being pretty cozy. We have a lot of big pieces of furniture. So I have this shelving unit over here, and I also have the coat rack on the other side of the door. Both of those are from the Laundry Day stuff pack, and I just wanted to put lots of boxes and plants and, just stuff that makes it look like this area is actually being lived in. And then, of course, getting temperature controls, umbrellas, a little mirror by the door, as well as a spot to hang up your keys. And that's pretty much it for the entryway. I also decided to have this console table behind the TV, so you're not just, or not behind the TV, behind the couch, so you're not just walking into the back of a couch. I thought it looked a little bit better that way, and I got a standing mirror as well. And then we're just getting some frames going up the steps, so that way you could fill those with family portraits or whatever you'd like if you decide to live in this house. I just think it looks nice to have that kind of stuff heading up the staircases. That's one of my favorite places to put those things. But here I am grabbing out some beds, trying to figure out how I want to decorate this space. And that's where I came up with the idea of them being artists, because obviously I have not done that yet. But I think that this location is such an inspiring space to do some art. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous plot of land. I love this island in Windenburg. And I just feel like going and living in this secluded space to focus on your artwork sounded so dreamy. So that's what I decided to do. But for the primary bedroom, I just wanted it to kind of match the blue coastal vibe I had with the rest of the house. So I am using this bed from Cats and Dogs paired with these nightstands from Discover University and just getting some clutter on the bedside tables. I also used these lamps quite a bit throughout the house. I think they are so cute, and they're actually the lamps my parents had in their bedroom when I was growing up. So they always make me feel a little bit nostalgic, which makes sense because Brindleton Bay, Cats and Dogs, that whole pack, that whole world is based on New England, and that's where I grew up. So I'm always excited when I can build stuff in this style or in that world. I know I'm not building in that world today, but I am building in that style using a lot of items from that pack. So anyway, this is the dresser, putting another one of those lighthouses over here. I also rotated the new mirror we got from Growing Together. I just think it looks really nice horizontal like that. And I got one of the memory boxes over here. I think that's what it's called, or keepsake box, because it looks like it could be a jewelry box or something, and that just feels like a nice place to put it. And then we're moving on into the spare bedroom with that beautiful bedspread. I love this bed so much. Every time I use it, people ask where it's from. It's actually a base game item. I believe it's unlocked through the artist career. That would make the most sense, but it's unlockable. So you either need to unlock it in gameplay or with cheats, and you can do that with bb.ignore gameplay unlocks entitlement. That's the cheat, which is a very long one, but that is how you access this bed if you were curious. It is a really good one. There's only 3 swatches on it though. One's just a plain red one, then there's this one, and then there's a sunflower swatch as well. But I thought that this was perfect for this build, and I am putting some sunflowers in this room anyway. And then this is going to be the art studio, the final of the 3 bedrooms. I don't put a bed in here. I just wanted it to be an art studio, but I'm still listing this as a 3-bedroom house because I feel like it is a 3-bedroom house. You don't have to use all the bedrooms as bedrooms. So this is where we're going to put an easel and so much clutter. Oh my gosh. So we get the thing for all of your paintings. We have lots of extra canvases on the floor, which I actually put paintings on. That's some of the swatches. I have a nice plant hanging in here. I got this piece, which is like a light shining on a still life. So that could be something you could paint. Of course, more canvases. Those ones are from the Eco Lifestyle Pack. Lots of drawings on the wall, both from base game and high school years. And then I end up adding a desk over here as well for some more digital artwork or whatever you'd like to do. So I put a computer here and I put some tablets as well. And I believe we get some more like framed artwork up above here. I think it's really cute. I like how this room came out quite a bit. It's a bit cluttered, but it feels realistic to all of the things you might have. And then we're moving outside to decorate out by the pool. So I got a trash can, a table and chairs. We're going to get some loungers, as well as some pool floaties, just trying to make this space feel more alive. So I used these lounge chairs from my wedding stories. I think they're really pretty. I like the wood swatches on them. And just getting a ladder here so your Sims can actually get in and out. They can without the pool ladder, unfortunately. I know in previous Sims games that was a fun way that we all killed our Sims, was just delete the pool ladder. But they're smarter than that now. Barely, but they are. And then, yeah, just changing some swatches. I also got a grill out here. And then we're getting some plants over here, some decorative ones, as well as a planter if you'd like to grow your own things. And then on the front porch, I just get a mailbox and a couple more plants, and I believe a rug as well. And then that's pretty much it for this build. I really hope you enjoyed it. I had a blast with this one. I think it came out so nice, and I'm excited to see what you all think of it. If you did like this, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more, and click that bell to be notified when I upload. And of course, leave any comments of anything you would like to see, and I will see you all in the next one. Enjoy the screenshots. Bye, everyone.